Pop the top, it's time for a new video to drop. And today, I'm playing WWE 2K22 MyGM, but I draft every superstar from the Banzai pack. I hope so anyways, because y'all know how draft classes work in MyGM. We're going to jump straight into things by choosing William Regal as our GM. That's right, we're going to get the Legend Whisperer card, which means the first legend you sign this week will be free. Our brand is going to be the SmackDown brand this time, which means we're going to get that Birth of Legends cards, which raises 6 different superstars' popularity. It's a beautiful card to have in your possession. We're going to be going up against a random GM. It's going to be Adam Pearce. We're going to be facing Monday Night Raw. It's going to be on the normal difficulty, 15 weeks as always. But now we need to hop in this draft pool real quick to mess around a little bit. We're using our DLC Banzai, or Banzai DLC, as our draft pool, which now makes everybody that was in that DLC pack that just dropped an active superstar, so hopefully we can draft them. With our very first pick, we're going to take the quiche. We're grabbing Rikishi right out the gate. That's for true, and they're going to grab Becky Lynch. Okay, well, I mean, y'all can take Becky Lynch because y'all know who I really want. Let's keep it going. Let's see who the next person from that Banzai pack is going to be. Let's go ahead and take big ol' Omos, yo. That's a tall dude right there. They're going to draft John. Yep, I already knew they were going to draft John. We're going to keep it moving, though, because I got my eyes set on somebody else. It doesn't look like Yoko is going to be in here because I feel like Yoko would need to be higher up, but that's okay. That is a-okay because we're going to keep going. Wait a minute. Are these the only two? Are these the only two here? Nope, because Kacy Catanzaro, or what's her new name? Katana Chance, I believe. We're going to be drafting Kacy Catanzaro to the roster as well. So that's going to be our Banzai pack DLC drafted. Sadly, Umaga and Yokozuna are not in this draft pool, but if they're in the free agency, we definitely going to have to pick them up. So let's go ahead and draft some regular superstars now, because I don't believe Roman's in here either. Yeah, Roman's definitely not in here either. We're going to go ahead and take Jimmy Uso, though. Y'all can kind of see where we're going with this. They done took Alexa Bliss. That's all right. All right, I understand. Y'all got Alexa Bliss. That's cool, right? But we're going to go ahead and go down. Is Jay Uso in here? Hey, yo, Jay. Hello? Ring, ring. Pick up the phone, Jay Uso. I'm trying to draft you, but you're not here. That's crazy. I got Jimmy, but no Jay. That's like having peanut butter with no jelly. Actually, it's not, because I don't really like jelly like that. But we're going to go ahead and draft Finn Balor to the roster. I don't know why I want to Finn Balor, but we got Finn Balor. Ain't nobody meaner than Tamina. Y'all really grabbed Tamina before I could? Y'all done ruined the whole idea that I had for this one. That's crazy, bro. But let's go ahead and take Drew McIntyre and put him on the roster with that big old sword. Now they took KO, bro. That's crazy. I guess no, actually, we're going to take Bianca Belair. I was going to take Charlotte, but then I saw Bianca Belair was the same popularity. I like Bianca Belair a lot more than Charlotte Flair. We're taking Bianca Belair. Oh, my goodness. Who are they taking? They took Akira Tozawa? Y'all really took Akira Tozawa and think y'all did something. That's kind of crazy to me. I think that speaks more on y'all than it speaks on me. Now, we're moving into round 8, and I think what we're about to do is we're going to go down just a little bit. We're going to go down just a little bit real quick, and we are going to grab Naomi, because Naomi's a part of that family. So we're going to grab Naomi. And you know what? They done took John Morrison. That's crazy. All right. I was thinking about drafting Nia Jax, but even in this type of MyGM, I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think we're going there. Instead, we're going to grab Walter. That's right. We're going to get a little Imperium over here. They took Eric? Really? Just Eric? All right, I mean, if y'all want Eric, by all means, grab Eric. But I don't think that's going to push the numbers for you, man. I don't think that's going to do you that well at all. Let's go down to the bottom real quick and draft Tony Storm. I like Tony Storm. It's Tony time here on this roster. Let's go, bro. We got Rikishi at number 1, Tony Storm in the last round. What do they got in common? All right, keep it going. Let's grab Pete Dunne. That's right. We're going to grab Pete Dunne. I ain't never calling him that other name. Y'all drafted Dirty Dango? That's kind of crazy to me, bro. Y'all drafting Dirty Dango? You know what? As I look at our roster, I do feel like we definitely, well, we got 4. I mean, we got 4 compared to 7. So we're going to keep it going. I say next up, we should grab a dude just to even it out at 8. We're going to go ahead and we'll grab Isaiah Swerve Scott. I like picking up Swerve. I always like really drafting Swerve, so that's going to be really cool. And then for our last draft pick, as I do believe this is going to be our last draft pick, we're going to take Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai. Y'all took Marcel Bartel? Y'all really split up Imperium? That's crazy to me, bro. That's crazy to me, bro. But that's our roster. So right out the gate, we got 3 people from the Banzai pack. We got Kacy Catanzaro, Rikishi, and Omos. Hopefully, we can grab some other people from that free agency pool. But Monday Night Raw, you gonna draft anybody else? They got Kushida. They got Kushida. Kushida going kind of crazy, and that's the last person that they drafted. So they got to get one more in. And all right, our rosters are looking pretty good right now. Okay, I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. I don't mind this one bit. It's time to select our men's and women's champion, and our men's champion is going to be Rikishi. We're putting a big old belt on that big old booty. And speaking of, we're going to go over to the women's championship side, and we're going to go ahead and give Kacy Catanzaro the women's championship as well, just to keep it in the Banzai pack. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing here. We're keeping it similar, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and grab Kacy Catanzaro with the championship. It'll raise her pop up to a 55, so she still doesn't have the best pop in the world, but now she has number 2 in terms of the women, which is really dope to me. Rikishi, of course, now up to a 73. He's the highest popularity of men's superstars. You love to see it. All right, our week 1 in this Banzai DLC pack MyGM episode, we kick things off with Pete Dunne defeating Omos in our opening contest. We then have Drew McIntyre doing a little bit of a role change to turn heel, which you love to see. Walter defeats Jimmy Uso. We then got a role change promo for Toni Storm. The women's tag titles are on the line as Bianca Belair and Naomi become the women's tag team champions, defeating Kacy Catanzaro and Dakota Kai. We then got Swerve calling out Drew McIntyre. And in the main event of the evening, Finn Balor defeats Rikishi in a non-title match. But as you see, Raw did beat us a lot of the time here on this episode because they opened up with Marcel Bartel defeating John Cena for the WWE Championship. That's kind of crazy if you ask me. But as we go through, we already know they're going to take the lead this week, but it's all good. It don't really matter, you know what I'm saying? Because we, at the end of the day, are going to win this one. Before we hop into week 2, let's go ahead and do the birth of a legend and see who we're going to get our popularity on. Walter, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, Toni Storm, Omos, and Rikishi. Let's go. That helps us out tremendously. Raw once again dominating us here as we jump into week 2, but we kick things off with Jimmy Uso defeating Walter. We then have a Dakota Kai role change promo, turn a little heel real quick. Drew McIntyre defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott. We then have a call-out promo from Toni Storm on Naomi. Kacy Catanzaro defends the women's championship against Bianca Belair, which you love to see. We then have a call-out promo, Omos calling out Pete Dunne. And in the main event of the evening, Finn Balor defeats Rikishi to become the new WWE Universal Champion. And the only reason why we did that is because he won last week, and I thought it was fair. So Rikishi is now inclined to a rematch clause, I feel like. So we're going to go over and look at Raw real quick. They had the women's tag titles on. They had the men's championship on the line. They just running title matches. That's cheap. That's cheap. That's cheap. Cheap. That's cheap. But that means they're probably going to win. Let's be honest. We know they're probably going to keep the ratings this week. But it doesn't matter how good you are on week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. It matters how good you are on week 15. Week 3 opens up with Drew McIntyre defeating Isaiah Swerve Scott. We then have a role change promo from Kacy Catanzaro because I feel like Kacy as a heel here would actually do really well as we're going to be setting up something with Bianca Belair, as you can see here on the show. Toni Storm does defeat Naomi. We also have Pete Dunne defeating Omos, which raises up their rivalry. We then have a call-out promo from Walter against Jimmy Uso. In the main event of the evening, Rikishi wins back that WWE Universal Championship. So they're tossing it back and forth, kind of hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. But let's take a look at what Raw really booked another WWE title match. They've had a WWE title match every single week. I mean, I feel like we haven't, but that's only because we didn't book one on week 1. But, you know, to each their own. But Roddy Strong is the new WWE champion. And also, they had a tag title match, bro. What? Why? Why? That's so cheap. So cheap. So cheap, man. That means they probably won two. Yes, they did. Roddy Strong, the WWE champion, on top, but we got Rikishi and Kacy Catanzaro on top. How you doing? You're not going to like this, but none of Naomi and Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor can't take part in your show this week. Sorry about that. I hate Adam Pearce. I hate you, Adam Pearce. I knew going into this week 4, that we were going to get destroyed after being told I couldn't use some of my top people. So I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be 0.5 opening and mid-card bad, bro. My God, we got dominated in the ratings this week. But nevertheless, Kacy Catanzaro does defeat a jobber because we had nobody else we could use. Rikishi does call out Finn Balor. We got Walter defeating Jimmy Uso. Bianca Belair called out Kacy Catanzaro. We got a match where Toni Storm defeats Dakota Kai. Pete Dunne calls out Omos. And then Omos wrestles Isaiah Swerve Scott in the main event. Now, Raw has every title under the sun booked, bro. Really? Every title except the women's title is on the line on this episode of Monday Night Raw. They really do just be doing this, huh? That's crazy. Of course they won this week. It's no question that they won this week as we head in to the pay-per-view. You know what? Going into the pay-per-view, our very first pay-per-view, I didn't know how it was going to do, but it looks like we edged out Monday Night Raw here at the pay-per-view as we open things up with Bianca Belair becoming the new women's champion, defeating Kacy Catanzaro. We got Drew McIntyre calling out Swerve Scott, which means that we're going to have a level 2 promo now with Swerve and Drew McIntyre. Omos defeats Pete Dunne in a tables match, which means that rivalry is complete. We got an advertising promo with Isaiah to raise up some money to hopefully be able to sign Umaga and Yokozuna whenever they pop up in the free agency. We got Toni Storm beating Naomi in an Extreme Rules match. Dakota Kai again doing advertising. We need to raise some money out here. We got Walter defeating Jimmy Uso in a tables match. We then have a promo from a jobber, so I had to do something for that segment. And then in the main event of the evening, Finn Balor is your WWE champion yet again, defeating Rikishi. But it doesn't look like this rivalry is over. Not yet, no way, no how. But meanwhile, on Monday Night Raw, they booked Eric and Tozawa. Okay. They booked a fatal, or no, that's a tag match for sure. They booked Happy-Go-Lucky Corbin. They booked Tamina. And then they didn't have any title matches when they've only done title matches on the main shows. That is hilarious. But did we win this week? I know we did. We had to. We had to clear the deficit. And it looks like we did clear up the deficit just a little bit, but hopefully we can ease it up even a little bit more going into week 5. I meant to say week 6 before we jumped into this week. It is week 6, not week 5. I always get confused with the pay-per-views and all that type of mumbo jumbo, but nevertheless, it looking like we're doing good for week 6. I'm not gonna lie. We got Kacy Catanzaro winning back the women's championship from Bianca Belair here in the opening contest. We then got Drew McIntyre calling out Swerve yet again to raise their rivalry up. The SmackDown tag titles are on the line as Omos and Walter defeat Pete Dunne and Isaiah Swerve Scott. We then got an advertising promo from our jobber just to raise up a little bit of money. Naomi defeats Dakota Kai. We weren't able to do anything because we don't have enough talent to use. In the main event of the evening, Rikishi defeats Finn Balor to win back that championship. And it looks like Finn Balor is injured, which you hate to see. But meanwhile, on Raw, they ran a women's championship match and a tables match, and then absolutely nothing else to note after that. To be completely honest with you, did we take the rankings? Did we take the rankings? We did not. All right, but we cleared the deficit a little bit more. Just one more week, and we're on top. That's what I'm talking about. We're now in week 7, and we're kicking things off with Kacy Catanzaro and Toni Storm defeating Bianca Belair and Naomi. I meant to turn the tag titles on the line for that match, and I forgot, but you hate to see that. And Kacy and Bianca are both injured now. Wow. Why did I do that? The world may never know. The world may never know. But nevertheless, Dakota Kai does do an advertising promo to raise us a little bit of money. We got Drew McIntyre beating down on Isaiah Swerve Scott, winning a tables match. We got another advertising promo. Omos then defeats Pete Dunne. We got Rikishi calling out Finn Balor. And then the main event of the evening, Jimmy Uso defeats Walter, but Jimmy Uso sustains a 3-week injury. We just keep getting injured. And I don't know if we won out this week or not because they got the first 2, but then we got the last 2. But let's take a look at their card. Of course, they booked a tag title match, and we could have counter-programmed that by booking our own tag title match. I just forgot. I'm not going to lie. But did we take the lead? Did we take the lead? I feel like we might have. Okay, I guess not. But we're still down by just a little bit. So we still got time to come back. Our week 8 show, I was going to say pay-per-view, but clearly with the way that this went, it was not a pay-per-view at all. Our week 8 show We open up with Kacy Catanzaro defeating a new signing in Nikki ASH. I'm trying to sign Umaga and Yokozuna, but they're not popping up in free agency, sadly. I'm so upset about it. We then got Drew McIntyre calling out Isaiah Swerve Scott. Dakota Kai faces our jobber. There's nothing happening on this one because I ain't got enough people. We then got Toni Storm defeating Naomi. After that, Rikishi calls out Finn Balor. And in the main event of the evening, Omos and Walter retain the tag titles, defeating Pete Dunne and Isaiah Swerve Scott. But Omos got hurt for 2 weeks. You hate to see that, bro. And then Eric is the new WWE champion over on Monday Night Raw. Are you for real? Or is this not a joke? This isn't an April Fool's joke come late, is it? Because why would y'all make him the champion? I don't know. I don't understand. But nevertheless, that was Monday Night Raw. Did we take the lead? I do wonder. We've been down this entire time. And no, we did not. We're still down by like 21K. That's crazy to me. Week 9 Monday Night Raw defeated us just by a little bit yet again, but we kicked things off with Naomi defeating Toni Storm. We got Pete Dunne doing a little advertising. Drew McIntyre does defeat Isaiah Swerve Scott. The fans grow tired of this rivalry, which sucks, but we got to end it at the pay-per-view. We then got Nikki ASH in advertising. Bianca Belair does defeat Kacy Catanzaro. We got Finn Balor calling out Rikishi, and Walter defeats Rikishi in the main event of the evening, which is kind of crazy. Meanwhile, on Raw, they ran a title match again. Roddy Strong got hurt for them. That's kind of crazy. Okay. I think you're growing tired of some rivalries as well over on Raw. So it's kind of a tit for tat back to back, as a matter of fact, as we keep on pushing through. And we're not yet taking them. And they beat us by a lot that week, bro. That's kind of crazy. Week 10 is the pay-per-view of TLC. And it looked like Raw and SmackDown were equaling each other out each and every single match up until our mid-card and main event. So we definitely beat Raw here on the pay-per-view. As we kick things off, Bianca Belair does defeat Kacy Catanzaro in a TLC match, but they both were injured. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Dakota Kai does get the advertising promo win. We got Toni Storm defeating Naomi. Rivalry is complete. Nikki ASH does some advertising for us. Walter faces Jey Uso, not Jimmy Uso, because we signed Jey Uso as he was in free agency. I wish we could do the same thing for Umaga and Yokozuna, but hey, neither here nor there. As we continue on, though, Drew McIntyre does defeat Swerve Strickland, which is a rivalry complete. And in the main event of the evening, we got another rivalry complete, but 2 other injuries. Oh my goodness. With that world title on the line, Rikishi is still your world heavyweight champion. But over on Monday Night Raw, let's see what they did over here. We got KO defeating Morrison, Becky defeating Tamina, Alexa Bliss defeats Natalya. We got a little tag match right there, and then Kushida in the main event. That's kind of a weak card if you ask me. We better have taken the lead after that one. That's all I'm saying. We better have taken the lead. Yes, sir. Let's go, bro. We finally in the lead. Like I said, it don't matter where you at week 1. It matters where you at week 15. And here, we are doing great things on SmackDown. Monday Night Raw dominated us here on week 11 because we're running with a lot of injuries right now, but I am setting things up for WrestleMania on this card in a big way. As we kick things off, Nikki ASH does defeat Naomi. We have new signing Dwayne The Rock Johnson turning heel. That's right, Hollywood Rock is back in the mix. We then got Drew McIntyre defeating Tim the Tap Man, we'll call him. We got an advertising promo from Dakota. We then got Isaiah Swerve Scott defeating this jobber. Why did it start a rivalry, man? Nevertheless, Omos and Walter defeat the Usos in our main event of the evening for the Tag Team Championships. Meanwhile, Raw literally booked every single one of their titles other than the women's title. That's crazy, bro. But they did get some injuries. Roddy's hurt for 3 weeks, and Eric is hurt for a week, so that's good for us in terms of ratings going forward. But I feel like Raw's going to take the lead again. If not, we're going to be very close. Ooh, we still got the lead. That's all I care about. Monday Night Raw defeats us in yet another week. This ain't looking good, bro. It really isn't. I'm starting to get nervous. We might lose our first MyGM episode. But nevertheless, Toni Storm opens things up, defeating Nikki ASH. We got Bianca Belair calling out Kacy Catanzaro, raising that rivalry up to a level 4. Omos defeats Us. We then got Naomi calling out Nikki ASH to raise up their rivalry. Isaiah Swerve Scott does defeat Drew McIntyre, but Swerve is now hurt for 3 weeks. We got The Rock calling out Rikishi, starting up a little bit of a rivalry with them two. And then Walter defeats Us in the main event. And you got to understand something here, man. We're trying to build with injuries. We're doing a horrible time at that. I ain't gonna lie to you. But going over to Monday Night Raw, they booking title matches left, right, left, right, up, down, left, bro, like a GTA cheat code. This is crazy, man. I hope we're still in the lead, though. That's all I care about. Please tell me we are still in the lead. Barely, just barely, but we still are in the lead, man. It's week 13 and Raw slapped the taste out of our mouth yet again, but big things happen. As you can see in our main event of the evening, we signed Yokozuna to the roster. We only gonna have him for a couple weeks, but that's all good. 2 shows is all you need. Well, I guess technically 3 shows is all you need. As we open things up, Toni Storm does defeat Bianca Belair. We got The Rock calling out Rikishi. We got Uso defeating Drew McIntyre. Finn Balor calls out Yokozuna. We got Naomi defeating Nikki ASH. Rikishi calls out The Rock later in the night. And then Yokozuna defeats Walter in the main event of the evening. Meanwhile, over on Raw, they had John Morrison win the WWE Championship from Eric, which is really the only thing worth of note. They also got a self-promo from a Jabroni, so that's kind of cool. But did we keep the win? Did we keep the rankings? Did we stay in the lead, baby? Yes, we did. We are up by 8,000 fans. Next week is must win for the SmackDown brand, let me tell you. It took nearly the entire playthrough to get them, but we got Umaga, and we dang sure used them too at the very jump of things. We got Drew McIntyre defeating Uso in the opening contest. Rikishi calls out The Rock. We got Yokozuna defeating Finn Balor. Bianca Belair calls out Kacy Catanzaro. We then got Naomi defeating Nikki ASH. And after that, The Rock calls out Rikishi. And in the main event of the evening, Walter defeats Umaga in an Extreme Rules match. But he got injured for 2 weeks. But don't you worry, child. We got a little injury rehab card to give that dude. Yes, sir. And as we go over to Monday Night Raw, they got a good card. I feel like our card was way better, but you know, neither here nor there. Let's see if we're still in the lead or not. Are we still number 1? Yes, we are, but literally by the hundreds, not even by the thousands. WrestleMania means everything now. It all comes down to this, and I do believe we are gonna win yet again in MyGM as we open up WrestleMania with Bianca Belair defeating Kacy Catanzaro for that women's championship. We then got a little self-promo from Umaga, moving right into a tables match with Yokozuna defeating Finn Balor. Toni Storm has a little self-promo. After that, the Usos are your new tag team champions, defeating Walter and Omos in a huge match. We then got Drew McIntyre doing a little advertising. After that, Nikki ASH does defeat Naomi in an Extreme Rules match. We got Isaiah Swerve Scott doing a little self-promo. And in the main event of the evening, Rikishi defeats The Rock for the WWE Championship in a Hell in a Cell match rated 5 stars. That's awesome. Meanwhile, on Monday Night Raw, they didn't even book any titles at WrestleMania. Get out of my face. Y'all don't need to be seen at all. So I believe we have won. Yes, we have. Y'all thought I thought that I was going to get beat in this one in the beginning stages. But as we hit that last 4 weeks, that's all that matters, baby. I was able to bring it right on back to make us the #1 champions of MyGM, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that graph. Look at the graph. Look at how close it was on this go around. But at the end of the day, I win MyGM yet again with the Banzai pack used. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. If you are new, go and hit that subscribe button today because we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. So that way Dalty can become Dalty Suplex. And if you haven't liked that video already, go ahead and drop a like on this video as well. Can we get about, I don't know, 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours of this video being uploaded? I think we can. And as always and forever, take it easy though, guys. Peace.